Welcome to the Wrestling Bar with your host, The Funk, and your co-host, P. Coda. How you doing, Phil?
Oh man, I'm so great. I'm pumped.
You're pumped. You're pumped. What do you want to talk about?
Man. So much stuff, man. Um, let's talk about the passing, man, of TNA superstar um at 44 years old,
Joe Doring.
Joe Doring. Yeah, man, let's talk about it, man.
It's sad news for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I was not a fan when he was in TNA. But it's unfortunate what happened to him. You know, definitely sad news, and the pro wrestling world is saddened by his passing. You know, a young man,
Definitely.
only 44. Yeah, only
That's
44.
right. Young man.
You know, our thoughts are with his family. So, man, it's do you know any details of what happened to him?
It was a battle with a brain tumor, for when I was reading. It was a lengthy battle, from what I saw, just briefly from a couple of websites. But yeah,
Right, it's
like I
been a
said,
couple of
thoughts and
years.
prayers. Yeah, thoughts
Yeah,
and
it's been a
prayers with
couple of
his
years.
family. You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Talking about TNA, we have a cocktail of, you know, news today and some interactions. TNA's Slammiversary is gonna be tomorrow.
Yes.
By the time everyone is listening to this, it's gonna be the day off, right? Because
Right.
we'll post the podcast tomorrow. Seems that is gonna be a good show. Now, I did post in Twitter about it when they posted the main event. The main event is gonna be Mike Santana
Yes.
versus Nick Nemeth,
Yes.
aka Dolph Ziggler. I'm
Here
here
to
to
show
show
the
the
world.
world. Here to show the world for the TNA Heavyweight Championship. And when they posted the poster, right, for
Right.
that
Right.
main event in Twitter, I you know I've I haven't been watching TNA on a weekly basis, so
Okay.
I'm gonna take that. But last time I watched a couple of weeks ago, they, Ziegler or Nemeth had this briefcase. I think it's a
Right.
feast or fire briefcase, and or something like that. And he was sharing it with Frankie
Okay.
Kazarian.
Okay.
That's what I remember.
Yes.
And somehow, I think in one show, Kazarian just went ahead and cashed in. That's what I thought, right? He
Right. Right. Right.
cashed in his shot for the title, and he didn't win, or maybe he won. I can't remember. He was champion not so long ago in Kazarian,
Right.
so
He
maybe he did
was.
win it. Yeah. So and in my perception is that Nick Nemeth, has been tagging with his brother more than pursuing like a single title. So
Right.
the Nemeth, right? And I think they were tag team champions before
They
the
were.
Hardys.
Yeah.
So I commented, right, and then with all the recent releases, right, there's been a lot of news about TNA. It seems that they're going through some slimming down of operations, some cost reduction efforts, and they fire, or as Tommy Dreamer would say, they mutually parted ways, right? They fired Tommy Dreamer
Yeah.
from the company. They fired Sammy Callahan,
Right.
which was kind of like a backstage producer or something like that at this point. And then they also parted ways with Tessa Blanchard, which she was given a choice to either stay with TNA or stay with Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, which is CMLL in Mexico, right? It's the major wrestling company with AAA in Mexico. Those are the two main. And Tessa decided to stay with CMLL. Okay, so those are three big, names leaving the company in a very short period of time. So my comment in Twitter was like, this feels like TNA running on fumes, right? Mike Santana versus Nick Nemeth, because Nick Nemeth, I mean, he's been champion already. I thought he's being focused on tag team competition, right?
Right.
So Nick Nemeth responded, and he said, "Please explain how a long-running champion and a long-running world title competitor with a chance to call his shot at any moment, with intertwining stories for several months, will now be a world title match and is running on fumes? People just say anything, huh?" And then he said, like, "Ha ha ha." So he responded to that tweet.
He showed you, and he showed the world.
He's showing the world. And I did respond again. Last time I checked TNA, you were teaming with Ryan, more focused on tag team titles. Right. And even though you had that shot, it looked like Kazarian cashed it in for you. So I'm just asking, right? I have not been watching every week, so I take it back, and now we just shut up, right? But to my surprise, if you go and listen to Busted Open, which is I think is the most listened to podcast in professional wrestling, right? It's the most famous podcast with Dave LaGreca and Nick Nemeth. He does some of the episodes with them, right? He's one of the co-hosts or hosts. They do talk about TNA Slammiversary. And Nick Nemeth, he acknowledges that there's been some like gray clouds in the sky, right? But that, his TNA is doing great shows, that he doesn't understand why some people don't appreciate or talk on Twitter or social media without watching all the shows. Because, and like Reca says, hey, if you watch the show every Thursday night on AMC, you'll see that this is a great show. And then Nick Nemeth, he says, WWE, they give you a lot of blah, 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 right? A lot of talk, a lot of storyline, right? Which people enjoy and people like, right? And that's the main reason people tune in, right? To watch a wrestling show. And then AEW on the other side, they give you a lot of matches, right? A lot of matches and long matches and a lot of action without much of the story, right? And the booking logic. And he claims that TNA is like the perfect mix, right? They have stories going, right, that are allegedly compelling, and then they have good matches. So he's just, I mean, he's in the company. I think he might win the title tomorrow or tonight for those listening to us, right? Because there's another rumor that Mike Santana's contract is expiring in July next month, and that he's gonna be signing with WWE.
That would be fantastic.
Of course. So, I mean, I don't blame Nick Nemeth. And again, I have not been watching every TNA Impact show on AMC, even though I have them in my, Xfinity recorded. So they're there, right? It's just a lot of wrestling to catch up with. So, and I do enjoy a lot of things. The last few things that I saw was that they were bringing Ali back to the company.
Yes, she has a match tomorrow, by the way. She's in a tag team TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship match. The Elegance brand, Heather by Elegance and M by Elegance, versus Rosemary and our girl Ali.
Nice. So I was gonna say they were doing these pre-recorded segments with Rosemary where they go to this hell, right?
Right.
So I enjoy all of that stuff, right? And I saw that talent. This is top talent. I like Jakara Jackson, which what's her name in TNA? Can't remember her name right now, but Jakara Jackson used to be NXT, and now it's
Yes.
Sade, something Sade.
Yes.
They
Sade, yeah,
they
I forgot. Yeah,
they
about
have
that.
yeah they have good talent. Obviously Mike Santana, Joe Hendry came from there recently. Jordan Gray should go back to TNA. It's not going well on SmackDown for her. I'm telling you. Um, so they have good talent, but then I'm gonna say this, and I had another little interaction with the concierge, which is the manager of Elegance brand,
Okay.
and he also responded. So, so I can't remember what I said exactly. I'm gonna put it up, but
Yeah.
his act with this is just ridiculous, right? And it's the type of comedy that I think pushes people away from a
Okay.
show. If I'm gonna say, hey, look at this, nice wrestling show, TNA. I've been watching this company since 2002, literally, right? Over 20 years. It's a good product, right? And then this thing comes up, which has been happening in NXT lately too,
Right, right.
right? And with this ridiculous act, and then Heather by Elegance, is she's not a superstar, never will be a superstar, will never draw a penny. The other guy that they have, with the muscles, which is a little
Right.
weirdo, and it's just too much.
Yeah.
In wrestling, you can do comedy, and we love comedy in wrestling, but it's very hard to make it work, right? And they
Right.
don't, right? They
And
don't with
you
this
know,
act.
and I mean, I get where you're coming from. I mean, at least they're trying to do gimmicks, right?
Right.
And I got to give them a little bit of credit from that perspective. They're trying to be a little creative. They're trying to, like you said, like I think they're giving us the perfect mix. I agree with Nemeth and you on that comment about, TNA trying to give us the best combination of both, like little storylines, but action.
Yeah.
I can kind of understand. And I think that, TNA is really for wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely geared to more, it's less of the, fair weather type wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more
Mainstream.
mainstream. I'll say
Mm-hmm.
that, yeah. Because you have people like Rosemary and you have you all a bunch of gimmicks, right, in there. So I gotta agree with that. I think they're just trying to give a little bit of a balance, yin and yang, if you will. Um, but I agree because I mean AEW, let's be real, this booking,
Yeah,
it doesn't
AEW
exist.
booking is illogical.
Yeah,
It's
doesn't exist.
so
I
so
like what
so
they did with MJF, but
yeah. Well, I mean, they
I
had
like
him
MJF.
lose the title against Darby Allin. I don't know if you like that.
It's not believable.
No,
Um, but it was
it
more
lasted too long.
funny. It was. He's very much transitional, and then he had like a basically a U.S. Open challenge every week, you know,
Yep, yep, yep.
which watered down the title to me. So I'm glad that MJF has a title again. It's MJF. I mean, he's gonna.
Yeah, and
He's
looking
one of
back
the
at
best.
that, yeah, looking back at that, I did enjoy the matches. I enjoy every Darby Allin match because he's killing himself literally in front of us, right?
That guy would die for this business.
He would definitely
He
die.
would literally die for this
Yes.
business, and I mean, I like the fact that he, again, you being in the mid card and everything, and your gimmick and the fans, and you can do it. Because we need somebody like that. Everybody needs that, right?
Yeah.
We need that. We need that person that's like, you know what? I'm not even really supposed to be on the roster, but I'm here anyway. It's like you can do it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and you need that gimmick from time to time, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that's a good thing on him. I don't hate him for it, but
No, not at all.
not with the main title, and you definitely need to be in the hunt.
Yeah.
You're not an athlete like that. The bumps you've taken are just ridiculous, and I really don't know how you're alive still because you're
Yeah.
175 pounds doing coffin drops and just you're a hardcore guy. Like you're a
Yeah.
hardcore wrestling fan. Like you are not playing around. You really some people really told you you couldn't be a wrestler and you really said, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Even if it kills me. I can get hit by a bus. I can get just the whole list of things with Darby. You
Yep.
deserve to be in the hunt though. You deserve to be in the hunt. I just don't want you being champion. You can't carry the company. I appreciate the fact that that Sting has, dubbed you as the guy, but let's be real. You're 175 pounds, like soaking wet, 175 pounds, and
Yep.
you're over here beating Brody King. That's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
not Rey Mysterio. Now, Rey Mysterio cannot beat Brody King fist for fist, right? He's going to use that
Correct.
speed. He's going to use the agility.
Schoolboy.
Yeah, he's gonna like make sure you're beating yourself up.
Yep.
Rey Mysterio has an amazing style, and I mean that guy is still wrestling to this day, and he's looking fantastic.
And Rey Mysterio, even though he's very short, he has his muscles. He is a
Yeah,
fit guy. You know, he's
yeah,
not like Darby Allin, which looks like a bum from the street. Which,
right.
I love Darby Allin. He's an attraction in AEW. He is one of the reasons that I do watch
Yeah,
AEW.
yeah.
So I mean, hey, we
Oh,
got a surprise guest on the wrestling bar.
That's
We got
right.
we
yes.
got the drunk.
That is correct.
Hey, we're talking about Nick Nemeth. He responded. You saw that the tweet?
I just read. Oh, you mean the jackass that decided to zigzag in front of me to go to the restroom?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He needed to go. He needed to go. No,
Yeah, he needed to take a big
I
dump.
love those Ziggler,
Yeah,
and
I do too.
he's defending his company. But we were discussing TNA. Well, they have great talent like Mike Santana and Ziggler or Nemeth, and a lot of the girls there. They also have some very ridiculous talent like the concierge, and Heather by Elegance. She doesn't even look like a good bartender. She doesn't even do
Buddy,
that
go to
role
sleep.
well, right? So
Come get some.
not everyone, and I had this discussion with someone else on Twitter the other day. Not everyone, just because you want to, not everyone is made to be a wrestler, right? I don't think I could be a wrestler. I
Yeah.
wouldn't try, right? Not everyone has the it factor to go and become a superstar and draw money. Not
Right.
everyone,
hmm
right? And we have a bunch of kids out there that they think that they can just, make it happen, right? Just because they try hard or whatever. I'm sorry, but that's not how it works, right? There's some people that you have to be an athlete,
Oh yeah.
unless with some very minor exceptions like Danhausen, right? Very minor exceptions. You have to get like a,
He's just very good and very evil.
yeah, he is. So it's a one in a million, right?
Oh yeah.
Chance, So, you have to be an athlete and you have to have the looks, look like something that could be threatening to somebody. Not like Zack Sabre Jr. Looks like a stretch man and like I could slap him and knock him out with a slap. So it's or Adam Cole, right? You have to look like somebody that can take a punch and can
Who
give a
breaks
punch.
an ankle jumping off the floor ramp?
Yeah, breakable Adam Cole instead of unbreakable,
No,
brittle.
Michael Elgin. But yeah.
Yeah.
I,
So
I agree.
yeah, and it's not only TNA, right? Because NXT My God. Lately, that show has been unwatchable. And the
Oh yeah.
girls, the females are carrying that show in their beautiful backs. You know, Lola Vice and Kelani Jordan and Jada, Miss Parker,
Oh yeah.
and Kendall Gray, all those girls, they got it, right?
Yeah.
But the guys, I'm gonna be honest, not even the champion, Tony D'Angelo, I don't see it. I just don't. How are these people gonna draw any money?
Dude, the guys are lacking.
Big
Seriously,
time, big
it's
But they've
time.
bad
been lacking for a while.
for a long time.
Well, but since yes, but they had Obafemi before he jumped over to the main roster. I
You
don't
know,
like Javon Evans, but some people do. Okay, and they had
OG.
Javon Evans, the young OG, Bojangles.
it's just bad.
So they
Trick
got
Williams.
Trick
Trick.
Williams. They had some stars. Ricky Saints, I don't like him, but some people like him from AEW, whatever. Now they lost all these people, and they have Tony D'Angelo. They have Mason Rook, which looks like a botch. I mean, I'm sorry.
He is not a good representation of European style wrestling.
He's not a good
And
representation of anything.
He's the
I'm
common big man.
Not even that. Like,
you
he's
you need to no Gunther at his heaviest. Them chops you could literally hear from the back
That's true.
of the arena.
That's true.
If you're gonna
yeah.
be a big dude, you need to be believable and you need to be somewhat athletic.
He is just fat. He's
Look at Mark
not.
Henry. Look
Yeah,
at Big Show.
absolutely. Otis.
Otis.
Yeah, he can lift weight. Mason Rook
Big
can lift
E.
shit.
Big E in his prime. Like
Exactly.
if you're gonna be a big guy, you need to be able to be believable. You need to be
And
able to at least wrestle.
and then I'm sorry, even if he got steroids and got to the gym 24/7 and bulked up, his fucking face. What do
Just
you
put a
do with
mask on
that?
him.
What?
You know what? That could work for AAA. Don't play around.
Like, what do you do with that face, man? Is the least threatening face I've ever seen.
You put some face paint on. It's okay. Like I said, you put some face paint on them. You put a mask on them.
Yeah.
Okay?
But then why go through all that trouble when there's so many other wrestlers out there and athletes
Because they're trying to give you a reaction, Javier. They're trying to get under your skin. That's
under
why.
my yeah that's
Yes.
that yeah
It's
I mean,
working because
you
all these other college prospects they keep picking out of nowhere with NXT and Evolve and things, they really haven't made the impact that we really need them to make. It's
No.
very lacking in the men's department. The women,
it's
like
horrible.
everybody said, the women are really literally carrying the show. That show, Evolve, they are just even the main roster, in my personal opinion, in a lot of cases.
They're killing it.
I literally just watched out of SmackDown a few minutes ago. Chelsea Green, bro.
Oh.
She's amazing.
Chelsea. It was Chelsea. It was Chelsea. It was Chelsea in a triple threat. It was triple threat tag team match. Jade and B-Fab and Michin versus Chelsea, Nikki
That
Bella,
mission.
and baby girl Paige. It was fantastic. Chelsea came out first, and it was freaking over, bruh.
She's been rocking it ever since she married Grado in TNA.
No,
Yep.
no.
That's a
Put the belt on
throwback.
her. Put the
Throwback.
belt on Chelsea.
Was it Lauren Van Ness? Was her name? Lauren Van Ness.
Yes.
With the messed up, just bomb.
Yeah.
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 She's
She's
great, but
Put the belt on her.
they won't.
Put the belt on her.
They
Yeah.
won't though.
Put that belt on her.
So you
Um,
got what's his name? Cam Hendricks or Kim Hendricks
yeah,
in NXT. He's Maxine Dupri's fiance.
yeah.
We've seen him in LFG. He wants to be The Rock, but he will never be. So I mean, these people don't draw. It's just
I mean, but you could actually make something out of three individuals that they're trying to do, but like they're focusing on all this other stuff. I see potential in Lexus King, in Regal's son, and
Charles
Finley's
Dempsey.
son.
Charles Dempsey.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
those three. Those
Charles
three
Dempsey.
have like unlimited potential, but they're
Birthright.
effing it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Birthright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have. I'm not so sure about Lexus King because Brian Pillman's son, he was in AEW, and he didn't do much there. And I like him. I hope they develop him and he finds his spot, right?
Right.
Charles Dempsey, he should be Charles Regal, and he's a good wrestler and all that.
Put the
I think
belt on
he's
that kid.
yeah.
Put
He's,
the belt on that kid.
I like Noam Dar a lot, and he's been
Yeah,
in
Noam Dar.
NXT a long time. That guy can talk, and he wrestles great, and he has charisma. He's small,
That's the problem.
but he's great. He's really great.
That's the
Noam
problem.
Dar.
And
Yeah.
you're going to have to make pathways for them either via a cruiserweight division or you're going to have to put them on AAA. He's just that good.
And then you got like a Jasper Troy, which he's a big man, but every time I see him, it's like he doesn't believe he's a wrestler. He's like
I think it's because, first off, it's developmental. So I'm not going to go so hard.
true.
But a lot of it has a lot to do with who they're matching him up against. You're putting him in a speed championship. Why the hell would you do that?
I just
It's 300 pounds.
I think it's him. I think it's him because when I see his face, it's like he doesn't believe that he's a threatening guy. He looks like a good guy. He has this gimmick with the chains, which is stupid.
You could have there are certain times in a certain person's career in which they have to go over. And that moment was when he took out Obafemi off the rip. You should have just let him win on like a DQ or something and let Oba retain the title. It would have worked. But instead, we got that traditional missionary men's NXT stuff where I have to have a decisive winner.
Who?
Right. So that's what you get. You could have played him to be the monster. It's kind of like Keanu Carver. You're doing the same thing with him. He was a killer. The
Yeah, he
guy-
looks like a killer.
And then what'd you do? You just let him lose on NXT last week.
And he lost against EK Prosper?
Right.
Oh my god.
Right.
I don't
Right.
know any of these guys.
Yeah, I mean you're not missing anything.
You're not missing a damn thing.
Yeah, you're not
Here's-
missing anything.
These
Here's
guys
the
are not
thing
going to
that,
get
like,
the call.
That I realized with all of these developmentals, NXT, whatever. Black and Gold was probably, Black and Gold was like epic. But the thing was, it's like once they got to the main roster, it's like they just
There was-
floundered.
There was no continuity of the creative,
They literally started doing, they literally started doing jobber stuff.
Yeah.
They
Well, they
literally
got
started becoming jobbers. And that's exactly how I feel about Gunther right now.
They had a star
because he lost to Cody not once, not twice, but
Three
three
times.
times.
three
No,
times.
you just beat AJ Styles. You retire him. You literally just retire Goldberg. You retire John Cena. and I'm going to lose to you 3 times. That doesn't make sense. And I'm the better wrestler. It doesn't make sense. Like having you tap out at WrestleMania. That doesn't make sense either. That part, I was okay with him losing the title because, again, yeet, baby, but not tapping. The tapping was unnecessary. It could have just been some stupid tight trick. It's like we gotta get back to like when just you would just be left flabbergasted by just some of the outcomes. You're like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we get the what the hell was that, but in a bad way.
No. Triple H sucks. He needs to work on this. No, it's horrible.
Yeah, the rumor mill that I'm hearing is Jay's gonna win because Brock's gonna interfere, and then Jay is going to go after Cody, beat him, and then they're gonna do a storyline with Roman and Jay both having the titles. That's the rumor mill that I'm hearing.
I'm with it. Anything
No,
to get Cody without the
I'm
title,
not with it.
I'm cool with it. Do it.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
Do it.
Jay Uso is not a Jacob Fatu.
Can we
Someone
get
that
the
you
Yeet title? Can we please just get the Yeet title? Like, just put the Yeet on the side on the side plates. That's what I want.
Good.
this Jay's not even a good wrestler.
I'm gonna come in here with the shades and everything on the
bad.
next one. If he wins the title, I'm coming in here with the shades, the Yeet title, the side plates. I'm doing all of it.
No,
All
they
of it.
can't. The money match, and they said it at WrestleMania at the end, is Obafemi versus Roman Reigns. That is the money match. I just can't fathom to see that, to see Jey Uso beating Obafemi in any way. And I know Lesnar is there. That's a factor.
That would be bad. And I'm gonna tell you why it'd be bad. If that becomes the match, it'd be a good match. Don't get me wrong. It's not about the match. This would be the second Big Four pay-per-view, PLE, in which Cody is
But
not going to
go to
be on
sleep.
night 2 in the main event. That's bad. That's real bad. Because you're supposed to be the golden boy, right? But you're not even the main event on night 2.
But
You
this
can't draw.
weekend, Night of Champions, I think the main event is Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn versus Gunther.
And that's fine. And that's because of the other two. It's not because of you. You couldn't main event WrestleMania. Just saying.
He main event WrestleMania 3 years straight.
No. You main evented night 1 last year, brother. Night 1, okay? I didn't even show up to see you because you weren't worthy of me seeing you, okay? I showed up to acknowledge my tribal chief on night 2.
He's the biggest merchandise sales person, superstar. It's
And
just
your numbers were down 15% year over year for the same
I'm glad
night.
talking about Cody.
Cody Rhodes.
You see, he just left on us.
Probably
He's not convinced.
going
But
to the
anyway.
bathroom because we talk about Cody.
Correct.
Hey, we got a lot of wrestling this weekend. Night of Champions.
Yes.
We just talked about one of the matches. We got AAA. We got Slammiversary. We got, is it Forbidden Door as
It
well
is.
this weekend? So
It is.
a lot of wrestling to cover and to
Tons.
watch. Man, what are you most excited about?
Oh man. Yeah, think about it. Really, I'm excited for AAA.
AAA.
Lola Miami Vice
Yo, yes.
versus La Hiedra.
Thank you, Taker. Thank you,
No,
Taker.
man. They have been putting on a great storyline overall in AAA. I'm really impressed with the product. I like
wanna
the
see-
gimmicks over there.
Yeah, I want
I
to see
like-
what they do with Los Perros del Mal. Perros!
Yes. Perros. So that should be really, really cool. I want to see what happens with El Grande Americano, right? And Dominic
Dominic.
Mysterio, right? That's gonna be cool. But I feel like they've built this up like that. I had to go back and watch that match again, mask for mask. I watched it like
Bro,
4 or 5 times. It's a great match. From
it's
a
like one
wrestling
of the
perspective, it was a great match.
best matches that I've like seen.
Yep. The
Like,
mask versus mask, Grand
Yeah,
Americano versus
yeah,
Original Grand Americano. What a
fantastic.
great match.
Like an 8 or 9 month storyline, like such a like a literal telenovela. It it
yeah.
it it,
Yep.
it brings tears to my eyes.
You know what also brings tears to my eyes? The fact that Chad Gable came back. He had his old theme song, and then the next week he got Death Rebelled
Oh my God.
and just generic as hell. And they're making him apologize to all the luchadors. They just basically they killed his whole like aura gone.
Did you see him like doing this, coming into in his
Yeah.
entrance, like trying to get people to clap? Like, oh my God, this is terrible.
I don't like when they do that with the music because the music needs to either follow you or you evolve into that. He didn't even evolve into it. Like you need to keep the crowd because when we hear somebody's music, like if we were to, like that's like moving Stone Cold to a different theme song, getting Def Rebel tomorrow. We're like, who the hell's this? Who the
They
hell's
have
this?
they have the next incarnation of Kurt Angle in their hands,
Oh
and they
yeah,
don't know what to do with it. Chad
no,
The
Gable.
literal, like we talked about how Kendall Gray is kind of like Kurt Angle from a wrestling perspective, but the female version, but she's not charismatic like him.
No,
Chad Gable has it all.
everything,
oh yeah.
everything.
Put the belt on him. When he had that, no, no,
He's
when he
never
had
had
that
a
main
singles.
event match with Gunther, I really thought that Gunther was going to drop the title. That match was fantastic,
We
bro.
all did.
Yeah,
We
That
all
match
did.
was fantastic. I mean, don't
His
get me wrong, I
family
love
did.
Gunther. It's still Gunther though. Don't get me wrong, it's still Gunther though.
it's
Still
Gunther.
Ring General,
Yeah,
but
he only loses to Cody. 3-0, baby. 3-0.